1.5, use problem solving.
Strategies and models.
Strategies and models.
Yes.
Alright, so we could do this using a formula, finding a pattern, or drawing a diagram. So, the first sets of problems they give us, or they want us to use the formula that they give us. So the first ones are D equals RT. The next one is the perimeter of a rectangle. And so then they give us pieces and they want us to solve for one of the things. So for D is 300 miles. R is what we're solving for, and T is 4 hours. So the formula, they give it to you in the instructions, but it's D equals RT. So if we're solving for R, that would mean that we divide by T. So D divided by T would be 300 divided by 4. Which is what?
75.
How much?
75.
Yeah. 75 miles per hour. You can do MPH or actually write it out as miles per hour.
I won't be here tomorrow. Just FYI.
Okay.
Sorry, I was trying to make eye contact. Is there anything like, are we just like doing this and like homework or?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Should be the next section.
Okay.
All right. 10. So this one's going to be a perimeter problem. P equals 25 centimeters. W equals 5 centimeters. And L is what we're solving for. So perimeter of a rectangle is P equals 2L plus 2W. So if I want to get L by itself, what do I do?
Bring it to the other side.
Bring what to the other side?
The L.
Take out the 2.
2L.
I'm going to go,
Divide by 2? I don't know.
Once you take out the 2.
if I want L by itself, I need to subtract 2W. So P minus 2W
Oh, oops.
equals 2L.
Divided by 2.
Then divide by 2. So I'll have L is equal to P minus 2W over 2. Now I can plug everything in. So 25 minus 2 times 5 over 2. So we've got 15 over 2, which is, as a decimal, 7.5 centimeters, since these are like lengths. Convert it.
What? What? You stupid.
All right, the next ones give us a table and they want us to find the pattern so that we can write the equation. So 12, we have an XY table. X is 0 through 3. Y is 60, 45, 30, and 15. So as I do this, I'm trying to see how do I get from one thing to the next in each of these.
Subtract 15.
Yep, subtract 15 in all of those. So the initial amount would be when X is 0, Y is 60. So we do Y equals 60, so whatever the initial amount is, initial amount when X is 0. And then we do whatever the change is here. So in this case, it's minus 15 times however many X's there are, and that'll give us our number. So minus 15X. And that's your answer. So these ones you're just setting up the equation. Uh, 14. Another table. X is still 0 through 3. Y is 57, 107, 157, and 207. So, yep, add 50. So Y equals the initial amount, 57. And then it's always either add or subtract whatever this difference is. Yep. So plus 50x. Right, the next one, they give us a diagram. And they want us to write and solve the equation.
Whoa, that's a really good. Oh yeah, you put it correctly. Like it's still just as satisfying just to watch it. Like that is so cool.
That's my fault. I'm so.
You can do that in pictures, take photos too.
I like that. That's what I just
I like how the
said.
razor memory
Huh?
like trees.
Yeah.
What? What did I do?
I don't know why it does it. It does it even if I'm on just like the regular like computer screen. So
Why are we trying to
I think it's the projector. But anytime I tell them, they're like, it's not doing it when I come in here. And I'm like, well, it does it all day long. So maybe you should come in another time.
Why does your kitchen look like that?
All right. In between here, these values are x. Obviously, did not get this perfect, but it's close.
I did not get that right.
Each of these are 2 feet. And they tell us that the entire thing is 15 feet.
Oh no.
So we're going to write an equation and then we're going to solve. And it's oh so complicated. X plus 2 plus x plus 2 plus x plus 2 plus x equals 15.
Plus x plus 2 plus
Why don't we just
Plus
six?
2 plus x equals 15.
So 4x plus 6 equals 15.
There's 4 x's.
Now, obviously, you could go straight to this 4x plus 6 if you were so inclined. That's fine, but I do it this way because if you need the visual, then you can just see everything written out and then combine like terms. So 4x equals 9. So x equals 9 over 4. Since we're dealing with measurement, we should really convert them to decimal. So what would this be as a decimal?
2 point. I'm figuring the rest out. Yeah.
Yep, 2.25 feet.
What would I ever do without you, Cooper? Huh?
Such a
So a scenario where you might see this as a word problem, because that's what we're about to do is the word problems in this section. Or where this actually was a real example of something that happened last year. When we do the senior banners for athletics, we've been trying to come up with a way to leave them hanging on the wall. And so last year, Mr. Keller was going to hang them for us. So he had to measure the wall. So he figured out the total distance. He took the distance of each banner and then figured out how much space needed to be between them so that they were even and spread out on above the gym. So that could be a like type of word problem that you may have is, you know, you have a gym wall and you need to hang some banners. How much room do you need between them? Anyways.
One ruler.
All right, 24. A recent Daytona 500 race was won by Dale Earnhardt Jr., so obviously that was a little while ago. He completed the 500-mile race in 3.2 hours. What was his average racing speed? Okay, so the distance is 500 miles. Okay, if you've never watched NASCAR or even if you do, maybe you don't know this, but whatever the like number is, so like the Daytona 500 says it's 500 miles. They have a Coca-Cola 600 at Charlotte on Memorial Day. That's 600 miles. It's telling you how many miles they're driving
Time is
in that
3.5
race.
hours.
3.2. Time is 3.2 hours, and then we're trying to figure out how fast he was driving in miles per hour.
Really fast.
D equals RT.
Yep, D equals RT, and then we're just going to get R by itself, so R equals D over T. So 500 divided by
Whoa.
3.2.
Let me know when y'all. She's got the calculator.
156.25 miles per hour. Now, that is total time it took to complete the race. Does that mean that he was driving the entire 3.2 hours? Not necessarily, because they have cautions and everything, because at Daytona they actually go much faster than that. But that's the average speed. So, I love NASCAR, so you can probably expect that at some point on a quiz or test you're going to see a NASCAR question. So, I would circle this one and go back to it. Scuba diving, 26. A scuba diver is returning to the surface from a depth of 165 feet. So that's his distance. The safe ascent rate for a diver is 30 feet per minute. So the rate is 30 feet per minute. How many minutes will it take the diver to return to the surface? And always make sure you pay attention to the units that you're given to make sure, obviously this was given in feet per minute, so them wanting it in minutes, we're good. But if that had been given in something else, just make sure you pay attention to that.
15 minutes, what you said. No.
So it would be, I'm not going to rewrite the actual thing, but T equals D over R. So 165 divided by 30. It's 5.5 minutes.
We have 2 cookies in there.
I think there's a pink and a white one. All right, one more, another type of picture one that's not just like posters. You're going to have one that's a poster question as part of your homework. But 29. So this is a wood shop question. You have a piece of wood that is 72 inches long. I'm going to go ahead and draw this. So I know this whole thing is 72 inches. You cut the wood into 3 pieces. The second piece is 6 inches longer than the first piece, and the third piece is 6 inches longer than the second piece. Draw a diagram and then write and solve an equation to find the lengths of the 3 pieces. So the first piece, do we know how long that is? No. So we're going to call that X.
Oh, X plus 6, X plus 12.
Yep. The second piece is X plus 6 because it's 6 inches or whatever. Yeah, 6 inches longer than the first piece.
Okay.
And then the last piece is 6 inches longer than the second, so it would be X plus 12.
Plus 12 equals 72. Right?
Yep.
All that plus 72.
Yep, so we're going to add all of this up. So X plus 6 plus X plus 12
3x plus 18
equals
72.
72. 3x plus 18 equals 72, and then solve that. 3x equals 54. So x is equal to 18. Now, we're not done with this question. They didn't just want us to find x. They want us to tell what the length of each piece is. So piece 1 is 18 inches, right? Because it's just x. Piece 2 is 18 plus 6, or 24 inches. Piece 3 is 18 plus 12, or 30 inches. So this is what they ultimately wanted you to find, was what each piece's length was. All right, any questions on that stuff? All right, problems then are 3, 7, 11, 13, 17, 25, and 30.
What page?
37 through 39.